Good day and welcome to Newspaper Review on your darling TV station, Nigerian Pilot TV. My name is Emmanuel Obiso and with me in the studio is
Amina Joanna Bass. Thanks for joining us today.
Alright viewers, we'll be kicking off immediately with of course our very own Nigerian Pilot newspaper. Okay, the main story on the Nigerian Pilot for today is surrounding Edo State. Benin under siege. Below the main headline we have other kickers. 37 killed in Vikings Aye cult clashes in 1 week. Edo Police Commissioner says ACP, 2 inspectors recuperating from gunshots. Says officers still receiving messages and also calls for escaped prison inmates. Residents from vigilante groups for self-defense. Okay, just above the main headline, we are yet to agree on anything with FG, says ASU. And opposite that, we have Khan cautions against clampdown on NSAS promoters. And below the main picture of on the cover page, Northern States receive 120 petitions against SARS brutality. And the main picture on the cover page of the Nigerian Pilot shows the senior pastor of the Dunamis International Gospel Center, flanked by his wife and other church officials, inaugurating a medical center known as the Messiah Medical Center, built by the Church of Eternal Life in Jos. That was done yesterday. Okay, Abina, what do you think about this rise in cultism in Edo State? Could it be any way connected to the recent prison jailbreak
Yes.
that saw a lot of inmates flee?
Yes. And the ex-convict thing, they always have the same tendency to do. In my own opinion, I think it's actually
Tied to it, of course.
tied to the break.
We had thousands of inmates securing their freedom, and of course they're roaming all around the streets now. Of course, expectedly, crime rate is expected to increase. We're not surprised at all. 37 killed in cult clashes in 1 week. That is quite high here. Okay, we'll look at some other stories. Let's take a look at the editorial behind the Nigerian Pilot. Girls for Girls, boosting girls' education by teamwork. This was written by the Nigerian Pilot guest writer Carl Umegboro. Just beside that, on Sports Watch on the Nigerian Pilot, Ahmad steps aside as CAF president. Remember, Ahmad Isa, the CAF African president. Okay, which paper do you have here for us, Amina?
Okay. Welcome once again, viewers. I have Daily Sun, and I also have Leadership with me. So I'm going to start with the striking headlines for the Daily Sun. Fireworks as IGP Adamu's retirement nears. That's the Inspector General of Police.
Yes.
He's retiring.
Yeah, of course.
Power play rocks INEC. Top government officials flex muscles. Not true, Commission. Then on the NSAS, we have Khan Middle Belt Forum, Afenifere, Ohanyezi, FUM over terrorism, tag on protesters.
Yes, that's quite controversial. Recall that last week the federal government seemed to have tagged the NSAS promoters as a terrorist organization, and this of course didn't go well with a lot of Nigerians. So that is what is giving birth to these groups expressing their anger on that.
But for the NSAS, I feel that most of them, their intentions are just
Of course.
Yes.
This are a group of peaceful protesters who mean no harm except for the fact that they want an end to police brutality, and of course they're calling for better governance across the country. They have been doing their protests so far without arms, without ammunition, except by staying on the streets and
with their
placards and all that. So I see, of course, we feel there should be no reason for the government prescribing them as a terrorist organization. I think the federal government needs to take a look at that prescription again. All right, let's move on.
Danger lies ahead. Catholic bishop warns. It's still on the NSAS. The Catholic bishop is warning that danger lies ahead.
Of course, there's speculations that the protest could resume again. So the government need to, at this point, come in to see how they can meet the demands of these protesters, of course, and as well as start implementing them.
And on sports, we have Super Eagles camp in disarray. Maybe you can throw more light on that.
Yeah, of course. The Super Eagles camp in disarray. Of course, this should not be unconnected with the disappointing 4-4 draw against Sierra Leone last week, Friday. The Super Eagles, we recall, they started very, very brightly, scoring 4 goals in the first half before drawing at 90 minutes, 4-4. Of course, there would be blame game among the players, among the coaching staff. You are at fault, you are at fault, you are at fault, and all that. But I hope they can come together and unanimously win the return leg, which is slated for tomorrow in Sierra Leone, of course.
Okay, then. And on the leadership today, we have constitutional role for royal father sparks national debate. Lawyers, regional bodies differ. Leave them as custodians of culture, says Middle Belt Forum. They have major role to play in governance.
Afenifere, CNG insists. Yeah, of course. The roles of elder statesmen, especially royal fathers in governorship, cannot be underestimated. Of course, if we go back to ancient Nigeria, where we're practicing mainly traditional form of leadership, of course, most of the decisions were coming from our royal fathers. Even during the indirect rule in the pre-independence era, the British were harmonizing their policies, as well as even when it came to implementation, they were doing this through the royal fathers, then getting down to Nigerians proper. So the role of royal fathers, of course, cannot be taken out of the constitution in terms of mediating between the government and the people, which are their direct subjects.
Okay, on the foreign scene, we also have Trump denies conceding defeat, insists election was rigged. That's on the leadership. We have APC upgrades PDP over unpaid staff salary. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, this APC government has been, do I say, overburdened with salaries. You know, ASU is crying, aviation workers are crying, oil workers are crying, Pengasin teachers are crying. There's hardly no sector under this administration that has not been faced with the challenge of paying salaries. And then again, we are faced with borrowing. You know, recently the government is now turning to Brazil for funds. You begin to wonder what these funds are being used for. You know, if at this stage we're still complaining of unpaid salaries. I think the government needs to look inwards and find out ways of making sure that salaries are paid to government staffs.
But there's also a good one here. Federal government disburses 20,000 naira grant to 150,000 women.
Yeah, that should be one of the government empowerment scheme. I think it's a good one. It's a laudable one for this administration. Kudos to this administration for that.
Team Nigeria wins 2020 Hawaii Global ICT competition.
Okay. All right. We'll flip behind the leadership. What do we have in the leadership?
Letter to Joe Biden.
Letter to Joe Biden. Wow, that's the editorial.
Yes.
Written by Dakuku Peterside. Okay. All right. Let's come back to the Daily Sun. The Daily Sun has behind it an editorial written by Amanze Obi, titled "Broken Tongues, Kanu on My Mind." A lot has been going on in Kano State, of course. A lot has been going on in Kano State. Okay, we'll fall back to the Nigerian Pilot newspaper, which is our own very paper. Let's look at other stories flying on the Pilot. Anambra declares November 16 work-free day for Azikiwe.
That's today.
Yeah, of course. Today is Nnamdi Azikiwe Day. That's a big one. He will go down the history of Nigeria as one of the political icons in this country. Of course, dedicating a day to him is
Yes.
no doubt laudable.
Public holiday.
Yeah. Okay. Nigerian Air Force to acquire 8 unmanned aerial vehicles from China. That story can be found on page 11 of the Nigerian Pilot. So if you want to hear the full gist of that story, do well to grab yourself a copy of the Nigerian Pilot newspaper. This story coming in from Benue State. 40-year-old man set self and lover ablaze in Benue State.
Wow.
This is a sad one. You know, the rate at which people commit suicide these days is quite alarming. You begin to wonder what gives a person the guts to set himself ablaze.
And no matter what the sins has been, like, what level of hatred would
Of
have
course,
got
of
into
course,
that?
of course. Life is too sweet for someone to take it away from himself. It's quite. We pray his soul rest. We pray their soul rest in peace. And then on page 9 we have Abuja indigents demand that FCT gets status of state. Of course, this issue has been lingering for a while now. The indigents of the Federal Capital Territory have been calling for an equal status of a state as well, so that at least they can have a governor, or at least a mayor in charge. Okay, these are the stories trending on the cover pages of the major dailies for today, November 16. For more on these stories, do yourself to grab your favorite paper out of the bundle we have here. All right, thank you for your time, viewers. We hope you enjoyed this segment of the show, the newspaper review on Nigerian Pilot TV. And from here in the studio, I want to thank you so much for your time with us. I am Emmanuel Obiswe.
I am Amina Joanna Bass. Until next time, thanks for watching.
All right, have a good day.
Bye.
As events unfold around us,
we give you information
In Nigeria and around the world,
We are the pilot of good information.
We are Pilot TV,
connecting you to more information
as it breaks.
We are Nigerian Pilot TV.
We are Pilot TV.
connecting you to the world.